Well, everyone, the iPhone 13 Pro Max is one of those iPhones that I typically look at and I'm still astonished about how good of a job Apple did with this specific device. But I will tell you, I truly do think that this older iPhone, the iPhone 13 Pro Max, is probably better in a lot of ways than the latest Samsung Galaxies. And you could even throw the Galaxy S23 Ultra in here as well. I really do think that, Apple did a great job with the 13 Pro Max, and in a lot of ways, it is a better phone overall than even the latest, newest Samsung Galaxies. Now, although this phone is, 2 years old, when you take a look at a phone that's barely like 3 or 4 months old, like the S23 Ultra, there's a lot of differences here, and there are a lot of reasons why the S23 Ultra is better. But the thing that I keep coming back to, at least in terms of the longevity between both phones, is basically software updates. And one of the biggest updates and one of the biggest, reasons why a lot of people may prefer an iPhone over a Samsung is software support. Right now, iPhones are still out competing a lot of Samsung Galaxy phones. If you take a look at, an iPhone 15 that's going to come out later this year and the Samsung Galaxy that comes out this year, like the S23 Ultra, the iPhone's going to outlast the S23 Ultra unless, there's things that Samsung's going to change. However, with that being said, even an iPhone 13 Pro Max from 2 years ago is still probably going to outlast something like the Galaxy S23 or any of the S23s that came out this year. So that is another crazy big thing. You're going to be getting a longer lasting phone from an iPhone 13 Pro Max potentially than for something like the S23. Now, I also want to say you're getting the iPhone 13 Pro Max for probably overall a cheaper value than what the S23 Plus or S23 Ultra is going for right now too. And you're still getting a very capable phone. The S23 Plus and S23 Ultra are very, very good phones, don't get me wrong, but the iPhone 13 Pro Max still maintains a lot of the feature set that the S23 Plus and S23 Ultra are getting you, but it's coming in a cheaper price tag for the most part. And with the 13 Pro Max, you're still getting a very good camera. I would argue that the display on the iPhone 13 Pro Max could rival the S23 Plus, and I would also say that the camera quality on the iPhone 13 Pro Max is up there with those types of devices. So you're still getting a very good, feeling phone. It still feels very good. The performance of the iPhone 13 Pro Max is still top tier. It still feels like a very, very premium, very fast phone. I've had very few issues with the iPhone 13 Pro Max in general, and the performance of that phone is still very, very good. I've had very few issues with that phone too. I think stability is up there on the iPhone 13 Pro Max, and also when it comes down to it, because that price tag is cheaper on the 13 Pro Max, you are getting an overall better value per dollar phone, I think, from the 13 Pro Max than some of the latest Samsung Galaxies as well. So I think when it comes down to it, I look at a phone like the 13 Pro Max, and I do think this could be a phone that is probably better in some ways than the latest and greatest, Samsung Galaxy phones. So I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. Let me know in the comment section below. Hit the like button, that will mean so much, but definitely hit that subscribe button. More importantly than everything else, I love every single one of you guys. Hopefully I'll catch you guys in the next video. Peace out till then.